This is Padley, and you're listening to Math World. Now, here's your question. Can you guess how the human hand, the picture of certain kinds of flowers, and even some famous painting could be related mathematically? Well, if you have no idea, our question of today from listener Lucy Warren in Rhode Island will help you. Miss Warren asks, I've heard a lot about the Fibonacci sequence lately. What exactly is it? For the answer, we contacted Professor of Mathematics Dr. James Quist. Hello, Dr. Quist. Can you tell us a little about the Fibonacci sequence to answer Ms. Guarich's question? Well, it's a great question, especially since the sequence rounded in so many forms and many people have no idea about it. It's really very intriguing once you're aware of it. First, what the sequence is. It's a series of numbers, and in the sequence, each number is the sum of their preceding two numbers. In other words, we add two numbers together to get the next one. Let's look at the start of it. The numbers are 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. So if we add the first two numbers, 1 and 1, we get 2, which is the third number. Then 1 and 2 equal 3, which is the fourth number. Then 2 and 3 equal 5, which is the fifth number, and so it's continue. So let's see, each number is the sum of the previous two numbers, and the sequence can just go on and on. Yes, that's right. And what's so amazing about this is that the sequence shows up around it in so many ways. It appears in natural words. Natural forms tend to reproduce the sequence. For example, flowers, pine and seashells, and look at the pattern on the flowers. They're more likely to be 5 petals than 4. The spiral on the seashells also involve the number from the sequence. It's not as easy to see as the flowers, but the measurement of the spirals also the numbers of the sequence. Some people even mention the human hand when talking about the sequence. We have two hands. Each of these have five fingers, and its finger has three parts separated by two knuckles. All of these are numbers in the sequence. Maybe it's just a coincidence or maybe not. And it's not just in natural words, it's also in the art world. It appears in a lot of art. Probably the most famous is the work of Leonardo da Vinci. We see a lot of spirals in his painting, and spirals are the forms most associated with the Fibonacci sequence. It also appears in music. One of art species is based on the sequence, in the way the musical pattern repeat. Now it's not clear whether Bart did it consciously or not. Interesting. Who discovered all this? It was discovered by a mathematician in Italy in the early 1200s. His name was Leonardo of Pisa, but he called himself Fibonacci because his father's name was Bonacci. Anyway, he was an extraordinary mathematician. He actually introduced the decimal system to other mathematicians of the time. So, mathematicians have known about the sequence for a long time? Yes. Now, your listener says that he heard a lot lately about the Fibonacci sequence. It seems like the interest in this area kind of comes and goes in popularity. Lately, it has been more popular. I think it's great. It's fascinating, and if it gets people interested in math and numbers, that's all the better. It is fascinating. Thank you so much, Dr. Quist. You're welcome.